On today's episode, we go over the line and become airborne. We join Japanese cadets who try to conquer a pole. We dance with the bulls in Spain and race across ice floes on a Canadian river. The world's most bizarre sports revealed on Games of Strange. Munich, Germany. Every summer, the creme de la creme of trick lining meets to select the sport's best. Trick lining means performing breathtaking stunts on a slack line only 2 inches wide. Two men dominate this sport, Jan Roos from Estonia and the Brazilian samba boy, Carlos Neto.
Carlos is my all-time rival. Every time we are competing against each other, we have an epic battle.
Jan is like machine, like to beat him, I have to give everything.
Carlos Neto and Jan Rosa are two of the best team captains in the world, and we're here today to watch them battle it out for first place.
Jan Roos grew up in a small village in Estonia in the middle of nowhere. A slackline was his only friend in the wild. When the World Wide Web reaches his village in 2005, Jan was just starting to push himself to a professional level.
The base for my professional career was laid in the internet. I found a website hosting a trick line contest and I took a part.
This contest was created by slackline legend Andy Lewis.
Hi, my name is Andy Lewis, and this is King of Slackline 2011.
There we got this idea that, hey, let's get a community going where we can say, let's put a trick online, everybody can see it, everybody who wants to compete can film and compete, and let's make it a contest.
So far, Jan from Estonia dominates the sport. Athletes from all over the world use internet videos to compete against each other. Jan leaves all his opponents behind, apart from one. At the same time in Rio de Janeiro, a guy called Carlos does the same.
I didn't have any idea who's that guy on the other side of the planet between the palm trees and with the sun and shorts. I knew only his name. He was Carlos Neto.
These two men are about to become rivals at the upcoming Trick Lining World Team Masters in Munich. But before we get there, here's some brief history. Trick lining isn't exactly new. 2,000 years ago in Korea, they had a tradition called namsadang. They stretched a cotton rope between 2 points to bounce around on it and use it like a slackline. 2,000 years later, trick lining was rediscovered by today's modern athletes.
Started like in the early 2000s, I would say, between just friends in the campground and people like that. And in 2008, they had like the first ever international slackline championship. And now in trick lining, I mean, just this year, there's already been like 10 major contests.
Today, trick lining has evolved even further. What started as a solo sport is now a team event. Jan is captain of Team Estonia. He's training for the upcoming first ever team event with his buddy Tari. Meanwhile, Team Brazil, Carlos and his partner Giovanna, start their training session. Their approach is easy. Don't think too much. Feel your body and follow your instincts.
I try to do like freestyle session, you know, always to having fun. So I think that's this Brazilian style. That's why we have this kind of style, big airs, nice face on the line, like smiling all the time.
Finally, it's the day of the competition. 16 teams from all over the world are in Munich, Germany to battle for the top spot. The best 8 teams from the first round make it to the second. From now on, we're in knockout mode. There are 4 important criteria for the judges. First up is style, or how perfectly the tricks are performed. The more tricks in a routine, the more points you get for diversity. Then there's the routine's difficulty. And last of all, the higher you fly, the higher the score. In the semifinals, Team Brazil meets Team America. But unfortunately, Carlos and Giovanna simply can't get a grip on their routine.
Yes, Giovanna.
After a hard duel against Team America, they are bounced out of the competition. Carlos won't be able to compete in the finals against Estonia, so sadly, his revenge will have to wait.
Yeah, the semifinal was hard. I tried to do like tricks feet to feet to get more points, but we didn't know about American guys, and they are fucking amazing. And then we lost.
Team Estonia does way better. Jan and Tori improve from round to round and easily make it to the finals. In the last round, they meet Team America, a huge challenge for the Estonian boys.
World Slackline Masters ist Team Estonia!
I'm happy about winning the first slackline tandem competition.
The National Defense Academy of Japan is the only place in the world where 300 grown men try to pull down a wooden pole in an epic battle called Bo Taoshi. The 2 team captains, Tanaka and Miyashita, will fight tooth and nail against each other and 2 other teams to win the Bo Taoshi Cup, taking place once a year. "2,000 cadets attend the academy in Yokosuka. They are split into 4 battalions. Apart from their tactical military education, the cadets get the chance to play many different sports. Botaoshi is the most popular and important for all of them. Only the best and most assertive cadets get the chance to be part of the Botaoshi world. Each battalion has their own team. The Dragons, the Lions, the Pegacorns, and the Eagles. Miyashita is captain of the Pegacorns, the 3rd battalion.
やっぱりやりたかったっていうか、棒倒しがすごく好きなので、やっぱキャプテンとしては失敗がやっぱできない立場にはあるので、やっぱそういう面ではプレッシャーはあるのかもしれないですけど。
Tanaka is captain of the Lions, the 2nd battalion.
2分間っていう短い時間で勝敗は決定してしまうんですけど、その2分間でいろんなドラマもありますし、見ててもう一番迫力ありますし。
1 month before the tournament begins, the teams start practicing hard every single day. The captain's job is to take the team's performance to the maximum, tactically and physically. Each team, consisting of 75 attackers and 75 defenders, start in their own half of the field. The attackers wear t-shirts in their team's colors, red or blue, while the defenders on both sides all wear white because they never leave their own half. When the starting pistol is fired, each team's attackers storm the other side of the field and attempt to take down their opponent's pole. The defenders, with one man called the monkey sitting at the top of the pole, try to prevent the attackers from pulling the pole down to the ground. With the referee looking on, the first team to bring the opponent's pole down below a 30-degree angle wins. It's a tough fight and just a question of time on which team's defenders will give in first. Usually, they can hardly hold up longer than 2 minutes against the attacker's impact.
全体で一人一人がやるべきことっていうのがあって、それをやって初めて勝利っていうのはつながってくるんですけど。
The long-awaited big anniversary weekend is here. The National Defense Academy of Japan is packed with thousands of excited visitors eager to see the cadets demonstrate their devastating skills. Tanaka and Miyashita are firing up their teams to take down the opponents. The battle begins. Both teams give everything to pull down the enemy's pole first. The Lions in blue, the 2nd Battalion, win. Surprisingly, the reigning champions, Miyashita and his team, were defeated in the first round.
負けたのは悔しいですけど、でも大体で良かったです。そこをリスペクトして今度は一大隊に勝てるように研究していきたいと思います。
In the finals, Tanaka and his Lions in blue face the Dragons wearing red. Both sides face either a glorious victory or humiliating defeat. Shattered dreams for the Lions. The Dragons win.
私4年間やってきて、今のところ全部負けてるんですね。負けた時にいつも思うのが、1年間かけて準備っていうのはで本当に悔しいっていう思いになるんで。
Tanaka and Miyashita now have a year's time to train hard and retake the annual Botaoshi Cup. The Spanish Bull, up to 1,600 pounds, accelerating to 30 miles an hour within 30 feet. The animal attacks any moving subject within a radius of 26 feet. The only human beings not panicking in such a situation are the recortadores.
Yo soy Víctor Holgado. Yo soy un recortador.
Victor is a highly respected and experienced recortador. He has his name on 323 trophies.
El recortador lo que intenta es templar al toro, dominarlo, y justo en el momento de que el toro se cree ganador, tú lo tienes que engañar con tu movimiento de espalda, ¿no? O tirar de riñones hacia adentro y que el toro pase lo más cerca posible.
The bloodless recortadores tournaments are divided into 3 disciplines. The basic discipline is the so-called corte. You swerve the attack so that the body arches around the horns, letting them pass close by your kidneys. The quiebro, where you face the bull running towards you before letting it run past your hips with a small sidestep. and the jump. You run towards the bull to jump over the dangerous horns. In every tournament, there are judges who award every discipline with 1 to 10 points. The one with the highest score at the end wins.
Campeonato de España es un evento donde el espectáculo es uno de los principales factores, ¿no?
This season, another man has entered the ring, dominating with a style called spectacle, winning almost every title. Eusebio Sacristán, known as Use.
Es difícil hoy en día luchar contra Use, ¿no? Porque Use es un recortador que está ahora mismo con muchísima ambición.
El lunes estaré nervioso, pero no por los toros, sino por el miedo de defraudar. Para mí Zaragoza es un sueño, la verdad, digo, porque llevo 2 años pisándola y pues, nunca se me ha dado bien, nunca ha estado la suerte de cara a mí.
The championship takes place in Zaragoza, a city in the east of Spain. The day of the final. 13,000 people are eager to see their heroes. From 15 recortadores divided into 3 groups, only 6 will make the semifinal to determine the 2 who will perform in the grand finale.
Allí es un día en el que voy a tirar la moneda. O puerta grande o enfermería.
The only way for Yuse to outscore his competitors' performances is to raise the riskiness of his jump. Yuse has prepared a very dangerous variation of the inverted salto mortale, keeping his hands in his pockets.
Hemos visto intentar hacer un salto que es muy complicado, que es con las manos en los bolsillos y no ha tenido una buena recepción en el suelo y bueno, eso le ha bajado un poco lo que es la puntuación.
Yuse is heartbroken. He knows he's out even before the judges' results.
Me dolió muchísimo y vengo a la plaza más importante y con muchas ganas y las ganas se quedaron por el camino, ¿no?
But Victor still has a chance, assuming he can adapt his technique to the bull.
Estamos viendo que Víctor Holgado no se está acoplando muy bien, pues porque está tocándole un toro, por así decirlo, un poco a contraestilo. Él necesita un toro que galope.
If the bull is not fast enough, Victor doesn't have enough time to jump over it. But the bull doesn't seem to care.
El toro le ha apurado mucho, él no ha dominado la embestida del toro, se ha tenido que quitar literalmente, porque si no el toro lo cogía.
Victor is defeated. The bull was unpredictable, the same as the championships. It's a newcomer who surprises everyone today, Alberto Cosar. He is the new Spanish champion.
El hombre dispone y el toro lo descompone. Es decir, que el hombre trae una cosa pensada, estudiada y luego el toro resulta que no funciona como él cree.
But for Victor, his honor is more important than victory.
Quiero que la gente recuerde de mí que yo fui un grande de esto, ¿no? que seguí un camino, el camino de la verdad y que siempre fui fiel a mí mismo.
What looks like an expedition to the North Pole is in fact one hell of a race across a half-frozen river in Quebec, Canada.
You, with your team, with your boat on the river, and nothing else exists.
Massive chunks of ice, a strong current, a huge tide, and freezing temperatures. Every year, 40 teams are prepared to cross the 3,500-foot wide St. Lawrence River in a cockle shell.
It's the only place in the world where you'll see ice canoers because you need these conditions. You need that broken ice, that tide, that current.
For 15 years now, Eric has been taking on the challenge to cross the river in this brutal race. The former Canadian rafting professional is one of the favorites, but so far, Eric has never managed to win.
I'm the most experienced guy in the team, so that's why I'm pretty much the captain of that team. We have to take all the decision on the ice, what we do, where we go, the line we're taking.
Centuries ago, the locals had to cross the river for hunting, trading, or delivering mail. What started as a necessary evil became a sport in 1894, when the first ice canoe race was held. Tradition has become an annual spectacle. The week before the competition, a lot of work has to be done. Eric and his team will spend the day in the garage to get their gear ready. Ice canoeing is a kind of do-it-yourself sport.
Ice canoe shoes don't exist. You have to build them up. So the shoes we use for our team are basically winter mountain bike shoes that we insert some studs into them. Be sure that we grab in the ice easily.
While the shoes need grip, the wax has to be chosen wisely, depending on weather temperature and snow condition to make the boat slide smoothly.
You don't want to do any mistake when you're choosing your wax for race day.
Eric has failed to win 15 times. Today, he hopes his unlucky streak is coming to an end. But there is a problem with last night's snowfalls.
It's fresh snow, it's sticky snow, it's gonna be really slow conditions. And well, it's only once on the river that we'll see if we're sliding good.
The race starts in the port in Quebec City. The teams have to go west to a turning point. Having reached this mark, the boats cross the river towards the south shore. Then they row back to Quebec City. Each lap has a distance of about 4,000 feet. The teams must cover this distance twice and usually complete it in less than 50 minutes. The start is one of the most critical parts. All the 40 teams try to take the best racing line between the ice floes at the same time.
As always, it's pretty crazy. You just want to get out of the first part without getting crushed.
Total distance, 8,000 feet, almost 2 miles. The turning points have to be hit with a paddle. If you fail to, you're disqualified. Between these points, you can choose the route. Navigating the ice, current, and tide makes every line unique.
We had a complete different strategy than the other teams. Other teams were really aggressive, went directly to the next buoy.
The strategy is to first row up the river as planned, but then leave the ideal route to cross it quicker horizontally, before rowing straight up with the current. But the ice seems thicker here. Eric and his team are losing time.
We're just thinking of pushing hard, hard, hard.
As Eric's canoe reaches the turning point on South Shore for the last time, a moment of distraction puts the whole race at risk. No objection from the race marshal means the crewman did touch the turning point. Not disqualified, but too slow. 16 attempts and still no victory, Eric ends up in 8th place.
Boat was like glue on the fresh snow, so it was frustrating because we were not able to get any speed. So I think, yeah, the hardest part today was psychologically just stay focused and be sure never to stop.
Eric will never surrender. He will come back again next year to finally reach his goal of winning this unique race, the Ice Canoe Race of Quebec in Canada. Come back next time for more innovative, weird, new, ancient, exhilarating, and wild games of strange.